Brought to you by Podcast City Network.
It is time to play.
You're listening to The Everett Lee Show.
Let's go!
A shot of entertainment to the head.
No doubt.
So sit back, relax,
Put your drinks up!
and enjoy the entertainment.
Okay.
Now we come to the payoff.
Let's rock.
Welcome, everyone, to the Everett Lee Show podcast. I'm Everett Lee. Quick shout out to all my followers on Twitter. You can follow me at @Everett_Lee, Facebook.com/TheEverettLee. Click that thumbs up. And, of course, Podcast City Network, the official home of the Everett Lee Show. Head over to podcastcity.net for your favorite podcasts, such as the Everett Lee Show, and much, much more content on Podcast City Network. Follow us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit that thumbs up. And, of course, send a tweet on Twitter to Podcast City Network, at Podcast City Net. Let's cut the damn music. All right. Joining me tonight on the podcast, I have to say, Tommy James for Second Round Podcast, Florida Edition, was supposed to join Everett Lee and the guest that's joining me tonight, who's making a return. But some stuff came up and he had to take care of, and I hope everything's well and good, Tommy. Just want to give a shout out to you. I have filling in for Tommy James, and the return tonight of Chris Carnage. David C. Russell.
Is it real? Is it happening?
Yes.
Oh, I hear the fans in the distance.
We'll give an applause for that. That's right. Chris Carnage has returned to the Everett Lee Show after a long absence. Welcome back, Chris. It's been good. And, of course, we have David C. Russell from Deathmatch Russell Podcast, who's always lurking around, giving us the scoop on the latest Deathmatch wrestling. What's up, David?
And indie wrestling in the world.
That's right. You got indie wrestling covered. You and a shout out to Robin Nilsson of Wrestle Podcast. You guys got indie wrestling covered here on the Podcast City Network.
Chris, can I get right into this, Everett? Chris, I just wanted to say my Game Changer GCW is making a return to Asbury Park in September, and I just saw that they just had a post up, and it's actually we're gonna have the return of Psychosis. Holy shit!
Oh,
Holy
man.
Shit. Like that's like vintage, right? Like old school. I have never met him. I watched him on WCW and ECW era. You know?
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No. Psychosis is amazing. You just see him in his in-ring work, man. It's going to be like a flashback.
Yeah. So that's a big plus right there. That's awesome.
That is totally awesome, man. I just love it. I definitely love it. Psychosis, man, we haven't heard nothing from him since the WCW days, man. Have we not, John?
Oh, also the Quebecer is going to be there too. PCO is going to be there. Yes, Chris. PCO has made a total recreation of himself, and he's on the indie scene killing it. He's killing it from the days of the Quebecers. Yeah.
Oh man, I guess I gotta start tracking it a little bit better now. Because you know what? If there's amazing wrestling like this happening, it has to be watched.
Yes, it is.
It does. It definitely does.
Always tell him, Everett, gotta watch this. Gotta check this out. This guy's coming. He
is, man. He's overloaded me more. He's overloaded me more about indie wrestling than what McShaft has done in the last few months, though. But, shout out to McShaft. Hope everything's well and good with you there, buddy. But, yeah, I mean, David and Robin have indie wrestling covered here on Podcast City Network, and I just love it, man. And I'll tell you what else I do love. I love our sponsors on the Podcast City Network. Shout out to Sportsanity. Head over to sportsanity.com for the latest Podcast City Network apparel. Let Podcast City Network know that we sent you and you want your Podcast City Network t-shirt. City Limits Tap Room in DeLand, Florida, home of Draft Day, brought to you by Podcast City Network. Head over to City Limits Tap Room in DeLand, Florida for the latest brew, indoor, outdoor, sporting televisions, outdoor concert events, and much, much more at City Limits Tap Room in DeLand, Florida. Head over to Atlantic Sounds, Daytona Beach off International Boulevard. Find that vinyl, CD, or cassette you've been looking for, and much more memorabilia at Atlantic Sound Records in Daytona Beach, Florida. Hit them up on Facebook, facebook.com/Atlantic Sound Records. And head over to podcastcity.net and head over to the sponsor page for Telltale Travel. If you're looking for that destination to get away, just to get away from it all and just have a good time and relax, head over to Telltale Travel and hit up Brittany Emler to book that destination that you want to get to. And it's all brought to you by Podcast City Network, home of the Everett Lee Show and much, much more shows on the network, such as Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast with Robin Nilsson, and, of course, Chris Carnage Show.
Which will be coming back very, very soon, so make sure that you stay on the lookout on my official Facebook page at Chris Carnage Official.
That's right. And Podcast City Network and Everett Lee Show would love to give a special shout-out to Dave Dynasty. Dave has a few words he'd like to play and let you hear about his show.
Greetings, wrestling fans. This is Dave Dynasty, host of The Dave Dynasty Show, the podcast that every week brings you nearly 2 hours of pro wrestling goodness from the Midwest. We feature interviews with the legends of the past, stars of today, and the prospects of tomorrow. We have segments that feature classic wrestling audio, whole episodes devoted to the history of Midwest pro wrestling, and much, much more. Do not miss an episode of The Dave Dynasty Show. We are available on all podcast platforms, or you can access past episodes and all of our social media links by visiting davedynasty.com. Be good, be safe, and keep on growing.
That's right. Please check out Dave Dynasty Show for the latest Midwest wrestling and much, much more on Dave Dynasty Show on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn, and YouTube, and Google Play. So check them out.
I just want to say something here.
Yes.
Wow, this is my first time with the hosts of Podcast City. This is I'm the virgin. I feel like the version now, the new version of the era. You know, it's
Chris. He's speechless, man. He's sitting here with the co-owners of Podcast City Network, man. You know that?
I mean, hey, it's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, it's eventually gonna happen.
But very happy it's happening now.
Yes, instead of later.
Lots of good stuff.
A lot of good stuff. I'll tell you one thing that I'm kind of wondering about, and it was just this past weekend here. We've seen Extreme Rules, and I'm still scratching my head trying to figure out what the hell did I just watch this past Sunday. I'm trying to figure out what was extreme about these rules of the match, and I still haven't figured it out. Maybe you guys can help me with this.
I think Chris is dead. We killed him.
Sorry, we started talking Extreme Rules. I got extremely bored, and I had decided to take a quick nap. Elderly age.
Damn!
Well, Chris, I'll tell you what. If you watch the Extreme Rules this Sunday, you basically just have about a
33 and a third chance
of actually staying awake.
Oh my God. That is the best clip ever.
That is the best one. I had to have it, man. I had to have it.
Where's the Jericho one?
The Jericho one. Why? Because you know what happens when you ask about Jericho one, David? You know what happens? You know what happens?
You know what's gonna happen? You just made the list!
That's right. That's right. And if it was my list, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, if it was my list, I think about every other show on this pay-per-view would have made the list of this right here, because there were spots, honestly, I was impressed about, but a lot of the show, I just didn't find that extreme. That's what the show was missing, extreme. What the hell was there extreme about this? With this match card, gentlemen, I'm just... Let's start off talking about the kickoff show. We had Sin Cara versus Andre Sienna Amos with Zelina Vega. This right here was basically what we've seen on SmackDown, but the way Andreas moves in the ring, he's like a surgeon. He knows exactly what he does. He made Sin Cara look good, and Sin Cara made him look good. Am I not right? Carnage.
No, you're definitely right with that, honestly. It's just, I feel like with WWE, the reason you end up seeing the same things over and over is because WWE is very good at beating a dead horse. Because these matches are being worked at house shows regularly. They're being worked on tapings regularly. And then you see it all just kind of rehashed together and put onto a pay-per-view.
You're right.
So there's really nothing to excite you because you've already seen it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely right on that.
Yeah, because you've already seen it. It was basically the same thing, and just a little bit better, a little bit new spots here and there, and that was basically it. You know, that was basically it. What was happened, and we've seen Sienna get the victory again. Okay, now we move on to New Day versus Sanity and a tables match. It's like, whoa, we're having a tables match on the pre-show? How come we can't have something like this on the main card? You know what I mean?
Get the tables.
Get the tables.
Oh.
Damn!
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my brother.
I gotta give
those
you one.
guys are doing good things now, Chris. You know that? They're fucking. They got their wrestling school still. They got their.
And on top of that, one of their trainees is now one of the new trainees of the WWE NXT Performance Center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
just announced today. Can't remember her name. She's from Central Florida, but apparently she's really, really good.
Her name Donna Piazzo?
I think that might have been it.
She was from New Jersey. Yes. Yeah, she also was on that show for a little bit, for that Jersey stupid show.
Yeah.
Jersey Horrors or whatever the hell that show was.
Yeah, something like that. That sounds adequate.
Jersey Horse.
Jersey Shore. You know what? Actually, the funny thing is, they were sent a bulletin out on our local newspaper, and article was out saying that they wanted to do it in my town, a brick town. Denied. Thank you. I'm glad. We don't want that shit in our town.
Yeah.
We're the damn sound bit.
The damn sound bit. Here we go.
Damn!
And let me just hit this one up for you too.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Crazy.
That never gets old. That never gets old. Yeah, I was like that. That's good news to hear today. You know,
yeah.
I mean, that is fantastic.
Can you imagine that? Fucking, I wake up in a fucking garbage truck. Hey, you want to come on the show? What?
But I tell you what happened. It looked like the New Day got put through a table thanks to Eric Young putting Kofi Kingston, I believe it was, or Big E through a table. I mean, I expected Sanity to get the win on this one because Sanity, they built him up to be this dominant force. You know, Eric Young, I've loved Eric Young. What I've watched from Impact when he was on Impact was just fantastic, and in him coming out with this Purge-like gimmick, they did so well on NXT, and then actually bringing it to the main roster and being dominant. This is how the Ascension should have been booked when they came up the main roster. And
oh man, are you talking about WWE doing something right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about them trying to do something right. Yeah, that's basically.
Vince is talking paycheck right now, Everett.
I haven't heard it in a while from Chris, so I should expect this. Yeah. Oh snap! He just went there. I just gotta say.
Oh my God! What the fuck is that?
But you know, that I figured, okay, the tables match. All right, I get that. It should have been on the main. It should have been on the main card, on the main show, not the pre-show. But they needed something. At least it wasn't a tag team title match on the pre-show. You know, like we've been seeing here lately with a lot of the pay-per-views. You get the tag team title scene. You know, I expected like the opening match here for the card, the Woken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt against the B team to be on the pre-show, but that wasn't. That was the tag team match that kicked off Extreme Rules, man. The B team, undefeated. They built these guys up to be an undefeated team, and I expected Hardy and Wyatt to walk away, but I was surprised. Like everybody else, that the B team won. What was your reaction on that, Chris?
Well, honestly, I was very surprised they let the B team go over in this match. It's very exciting, though, to see Bo Dallas finally actually win a title on the main roster. But honestly, overall, it was just very shocking that they've allowed the B team to be undefeated after both of these superstars previously were completely winless. So I'm just saying. But now, hey, they're Raw Tag Team champs. So way to go, B team. Sorry, right. Roman Reigns didn't join.
Yeah, I know. That was a crazy segment right there. They did backstage, you know. It's like I thought Bo Dallas was gonna say, "You can do it, Roman. You just have to believe." But he didn't.
I was waiting for it. I was so hoping.
Yeah, it's like the believe. It's like when Chris. That's when everyone went to his show and he said to Finley, "Remember that?"
Yeah, I told you guys that. Yeah, his name is Finley and he loves to fight. I'll never forget that. That was such a great moment. But yeah, it seemed like that, man. It definitely did seem like that. That the B team won and they celebrated all night. And now it looks like, from what Matt Hardy wrote out on Twitter, was that it looks like him and Wyatt are moving on. And we'll see what happens now. We'll see what happens, because that got old real quick, I guess, with a lot of fans. Am I, you agree with me there? That kind of did.
Yeah, definitely. It's, with these kind of angles with shallow characters, they're only going to go so far. So even when you have them tagging together, it's also only going to go so far. So it was inevitable.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was only so, for so, long that these guys were going to stay on top, stay where they're at, and now they're moving on to other things now. Who knows what direction and where they're going to go at now, and who they're going to fight with. Is Bray going to turn back heel? Is Hardy going to turn heel? They both going to turn heel, or what? It's just, it's up in the air. It is. It is just really up in the air about that. But I was surprised, again, like everybody else, that the B team came out on top. This next match, Finn Balor versus Constable Corbin, Baron Corbin, Mr. Valet Parking Driver, Valet Corbin against Smiley Finn. Yeah, Chris, you awake there? You awake?
Insert fart sound here. That's literally what that match was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that match, honestly, it was just so bad. I kind of hate where Baron Corbin is going. He honestly should go back to the NFL and play for the Arizona Cardinals like he was before, because he just keeps getting worse and worse. And honestly, Baylor carried him throughout this entire match. Now, Baylor did some interesting things here and there, but, Baron Corbin being Baron Corbin found a way to screw it up. So, at the end of the day, big crap stain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just ridiculous, man. It is. David, do you remember how Finn Balor, and Chris can look at it this way too, how Finn Balor was before NXT and when he was in New Japan and NXT? I mean, the guy was freaking great. He comes up the main roster and look what happens to him.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Put back on the bottom of the barrel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just seems like a guy gets injured and it's like, oh, sorry, kick you out of the boat.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's like he just gets kicked out. He was the first Universal Champion,
For one day.
Yeah, for one day. He was one day. And then, we know what happened with that and stuff. And yeah, Baron Corbin, Constable Corbin, he's making the angry Britney Spears look. He's pulling it off really well, I think he got...
Let's just make sure that you need to make sure you say it correctly. It is Stephanie McMahon's personally appointed Constable of Raw.
Oh my God, what the fuck is that?
Bad writing.
Yeah, it is. I think he got that new haircut for the fact that I think he got tired of McShaft talking about his hairline.
Maybe he finally heard one of our podcasts. Was like, man, they're right. I am going bald.
Yeah, I better shave that shit.
Better hack it off. I
know. Finn got the schoolboy pin 1, 2, 3, and that was it. And Finn took off out of the ring, smiling about it. Like Robin said last week on the prediction show. It's like when he sees Finn Balor now, it's like all he thinks of is Lucky Charms, and Skittles. And I say, yeah, it's like you bend him over, you pop him over like a piñata. Maybe Skittles and Lucky Charms may come out of his ass. It's like, bend over. But yeah, I just didn't really care too much about that match. The fans didn't really either. Now we have one of the most disappointing finishes in a match. One disappointing finish in a match, which we got Carmella defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Asuka, with James Ellsworth suspended in a shark cage above the ring. For the millionth time, we've seen this type of gimmick. And what happens during every gimmick? Someone gets eventually out of the cage.
Yep, runs to the ring.
Yeah.
Does it.
Yeah.
Throws some weapons down. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy, because I magically have these on me.
Yeah. They check him before he gets in the cage, and all of a sudden he has a chain. And then Ellsworth gets out, and he's hanging, dingling, below. And Asuka starts kicking the shit out of him, with the, I'd call it Daniel.
He's useless, that's what.
Yeah.
Extremely useless.
Yeah. The guy, what gets me about James Ellsworth is this guy gets more TV time than Andre Sienna Amos.
No, he's actually, he gets more time on TV and on the Grim Toy Shop on YouTube. Grimm's Toys.
Ellsworth does. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
He does.
There's a stupid,
Mm-hmm.
It's a cheap fucking show. You've seen that, right, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
I've enjoyed some of the episodes. I've watched Grimm, and I've enjoyed some of the episodes. I just find it different and just unique. But I know. Huh? What?
Ellsworth. Yeah.
Ellsworth. Oh damn! This is what I think of Ellsworth, and he comes to the ring. This reminds me of Ellsworth.
Except it's being shouted from his chin. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Asuka walked over when he was, and did this to him and his chin. Yeah, that was ridiculous.
You ever see his T-shirt that he has? Oh my God, it's horrible. It's fucking picture of himself. Like, really? Why would you? Yeah. I would not.
Let me be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't buy
because people don't have, T-shirts of
themselves.
That's
the baddest shirt right there. Yes,
yeah.
You have to have a shirt or GCW or podcast.
No, you don't have that's pretty bad. Yeah, Chris, you having T-shirts of yourself.
Hey, but at least I got the Podcast City Network one back here, so it's okay. It balances.
It does.
Even though I'm not wearing it.
Yeah, it does. You alternate. You're not wearing the same. Yeah, you're not wearing the same shirt.
Before we did the show tonight, I ran up to the store, because the wife's pregnant. She needs her chocolate. So I was wearing an Everett Lee Show shirt. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yep. Classic Everett Lee Show, the ELS shirt.
Run one.
Yep. Run one. Yep. That's a classic one, man. I still have a few left. I may just, do a contest sometime with them or something, At least my shirts would sell better than Ellsworth.
Oh.
Yeah.
I bet you people see them and want money to just get them.
Yeah. Because I don't have to do this to get people to buy my shirt.
Yeah, it's pretty bad if you gotta pay somebody like, here, please take this shirt and here's like $20.
I know. I know. Mine would be totally different than that, I won't have to make like, look at me.
Everett Lee glasses. Well, you did have sunglasses, but now you got to get a new pair.
Yeah, someone took them, man. Someone freaking took them. Though, but I was talking to Chris on a possibility of somewhere else I may get some shades. Right, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, more to come on that when we have we have some more solid information to share on Podcast City Network. That's right. Yep. So, David, you're going to have to wait in suspense, just like everybody else.
The wheels are always turning.
Yep. That's right. But with this match here, who would have thought running into a cage can knock you out and then you get a pinfall? You know what I mean?
Denver, it's a shark cage.
A shark cage, yes, that's right.
Yes. Bobby Heenan's been in that, right? Bobby Heenan's been in that.
Oh, did I break the fourth wall?
Break the fourth wall.
Player, it's on. Every day, all day.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. It was a shark cage. So yeah, of course that would knock anyone out, man. That definitely would. And Carmella gets the pin right there. I thought she was going to knock herself out when she came down for the pin, man. She was close to it, man. It would have been funny if she botched.
She did hit her head, to be honest.
Would have been funny if she botched. She knocked herself out. She would have played it off like she was like laying on top of Asuka and it'd be like 1, 2, 3. But what if she botches where the ref is like, no, get and then okay. It's like, and of course she get the Pittsburgh crowd saying, "You fucked up. You fucked up." Of course.
Yeah, but honestly, you can say that a lot in that match because Carmella was just a big bitching botch. That's all she did. Bitch moves and botch moves.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bitchy botch.
Yeah, bitchy botch. Yeah, bitchy botch. She was. But they're making Asuka seem like this right here.
But you know and I know that you're only half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do.
That's
because you only have 33 and a third chance.
Yeah. That's right. Because she only had
33 and a third chance.
of not getting knocked out by a shark cage. Damn shark cage jumping up from somewhere, man. It was like
it's a super shark cage. It was part of Sharknado.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother level of power.
Yeah. That's right.
WCW back in 1983.
Yeah. They're like after the match, they're like, it's like we gotta make sure everything's all right. Yeah, we gotta make sure the shark cage not dented.
Yeah, right.
Because
sign on it. Don't touch the dent.
Yeah.
Warning.
Yeah.
Warning sign.
I know. Oh my God. I swear, I was like, really? It's like, how long are they gonna go and let Carmella run with this belt until Asuka beats her? And it don't even look like she's going to be getting a rematch now. I mean, come on. That's just ridiculous.
Which is garbage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is garbage. And who's going to step up now? Who's going to step up and go after Carmella and get that title now?
Everett is.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Everett's taking the title.
Yeah.
Everett Lee coming right at you.
Yeah. Well, yep, let me just do this.
Out of nowhere.
I am going to your ass for that women's title. Yeah. I could probably make Blue look better than she could. Yeah. I could probably make Blue Balls look better. Because I probably have a
33 and a third chance.
doing it better. But I'll tell you what. This next match, this person felt like this here.
Wolfman's got nards.
Before the bell even damn rang, man. I'm talking about Jeff Hardy, the United States champion, going up against Shinsuke Nakamura, excuse me.
No,
Cocknocka.
Italian? Is that Italian?
Italian. Cock Nakamura.
No, Mara.
Well, I think after Shinsuke doing a low blow to Jeff, I think he was singing soprano after that.
Many times.
Many times. That was a spicy meatball. Oh man, this was. It's like really. As soon as before the bell rang, he went over there. Nakamura went over there and he basically got some Hardy balls. At least
he got the Hardy ball.
Yes. At least he didn't. At least he didn't do what he freaking did to AJ. He sat there and he's like, holding it. And AJ's like, it's like, okay, that's enough now.
It's like he's starting in the middle of an anime, and it's like, 30 minutes later.
He can't even speak really. He does not speak English.
Yeah, he don't speak English. He don't speak English. Yeah, you don't. When he was saying, I don't speak English, I wanted to say,
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
That's what I wanted to say to Nakamura. I mean, real quick, the match goes 1, 2, 3. New United States champion. I'm like, really? Come on, And then it's like they rushed it real quick, let him lose the belt.
I'd rather watch the paint dry on my back wall. Come on.
Really? Yeah. Not even a match. That's what got me, guys. Not even a damn match. And then afterwards, Randy Orton comes out of nowhere, and he does, and he goes after and he attacks Jeff Hardy, and then that's it. It's like, okay, he came back to attack Jeff Hardy, and then that was it. I don't know.
What would have sucked is anybody who was trying to go to the bathroom at that point, who was trying to get back in time for that match, and they come back and are like, "Oh, what happened in the match?" Like, come on.
I know. It's like, come on, man. It's
like
just...
that quick check seat, right, Everett?
I mean, Nakamura. I'm glad. I am honestly glad that he got a title finally, but doing it that way was just, come on. Just really, what the hell are you guys thinking, man? It's like WWE Creative just,
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Because I feel like...
All aboard the Midtown Express to hell.
Just... I don't know if it's me or what, but...
Honestly, you gotta think about it, though. This is not the first time they've done this. Let's just think. Kane Chavo, ECW title, WrestleMania 24. Or, hey, Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 20, what was that, 8? So, I mean, this is something WWE Creative likes to pull out every now and then just to be like, oh, yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's shit on this wrestler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's apparently what they did. That's what they did. They shit on Jeff Hardy. They give the belt to Nakamura. Cock Nakamura, Nakamura, the guy who don't speak English.
Maybe Jeff needs to go back to TNA.
Yeah.
So you do a bunch of drugs before he wrestles a world title match.
I know.
Did I go there? That was inner monologue.
You think call Rob Van Dam up too while you're at it.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Seriously. Guys, it's like, are you glad to see Nakamura win a title finally? But, really?
I am, but...
He was to my town. I should have got an autograph, but I didn't. The picture.
I wouldn't have, Dave. I wouldn't have. You know why? He made it like hitching the balls.
Probably paid like that $5,000 or something, too.
Yeah.
And he would have held the low blow for about 42 minutes, maybe 37 seconds.
Actually,
until he was running out of air from screaming.
You know what? That would have been great if I had a picture just with, hey, come here. Do this to me. Oh!
David,
I got Shinsuke.
you know how much of a chance you would have had to get away from him? You would have had a
33 and a third chance
to get away from him from that.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. But, I mean, yeah. You know, okay, whatever. Nakamura won a belt in a quick squash match. You know, just like you said, Chris, yeah, they've done it in the past before, and they did it again. Now, this next match, I was wondering how this was going to turn out. And about the only exciting thing was seeing Oma. I was thinking back at Hell in a Cell. Oh, my God, they broke him in half. Barbecue sauce, barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce.
Yeah. Talking about Braun Strowman.
By God.
Like, Vampiro. Like Big Shaft would say, Vampiro.
Oh, man.
That's what I thought when I saw this spot towards the end of the match. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens in a steel cage match. And Tommy predicted exactly this on the prediction show last week. He predicted that Braun would throw Kevin Owens maybe through the cell or something like that in that degree. Or he said maybe you get him on top and throw him off. He called it, man. I got to give Tommy, props for that and stuff. I definitely have to. I had to give him props for calling that match right there.
Wasn't a Foley moment, though.
No, it wasn't. Sure. It wasn't.
That is very true.
Mm-hmm, yeah, that was totally unexpected. There'll never be a moment like that again.
Remember the one pay-per-view Big Show? Or who was it? Big Show, what they had went through the side of the cage. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. That was Big Show, yeah.
Yeah.
What was that, 2014?
Yeah.
Well, at the time, too, they did it actually twice with it because I think he did it back in, 01 as well.
Wait, wasn't that when Umaga or whatever the hell?
Umaga,
yeah.
Yeah. Umaga.
Umanga,
whatever.
The Shumble bulldozer. Bulldozer.
Actually, wasn't it? Actually, I think I'm right. Was it a Big Show and Umaga? Umaga or whatever.
Umaga. Yeah.
Pretty sure it was. It was both of them going right through the side.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, then there was a time, too, they did it where it was Big Show and Mark Henry when they did it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They've done a few spots themselves, if you really do think about it, man. They've basically broken the ring with like a suplex from Vengeance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my wife, it's funny because last night right before we went to sleep, she put on a pay-per-view. I said, what'd you put on? She's like, I put on 2011 Vengeance. I said, oh, yeah. Remember we watched that? She says, no, I don't remember that. I said, remember we first watched it when we first got the WWE Network, and it was it had Big Show versus Mark Henry and did the suplex off the top rope, and busted the ring. And in the last match, you had Cena against Del Rio in a broken ring. It's like, what the hell, man? That was just crazy. It's crazy. Want to give a shout out to Robin Nielsen on the chat. What's up, Robin? And
hi, Robin. Shout out.
Robin, what's up? Yep. Just gonna say what's up.
Call in.
But yeah, I just I didn't expect this. I expected that Kevin Owens would got over the cage and take off running like I predicted last week on the prediction show, which didn't happen. And this happened. And Braun, it was funny because I like the expression Braun came. He's like, I don't care if I lost. He's like, I threw him off the freaking top of the cage, man. And he walked away. He's like so, happy about it. It's like a win or a loss should not matter to Braun Strowman for the fact that he's a winner no matter what, because this is Mr. Monster in the Bank. He has a suitcase. He could cash in any time, man. He has a really good suitcase to cash in, and a lot of people are predicting and kind of guessing, speculating when he'll be cashing in that suitcase. But for the time being, he's just playing it by ear, right?
Pretty much, because honestly, we'll see what happens, but there's been a lot of issues with Brock Lesnar and obviously him wanting to try to go back to UFC and everything with trying to get a match set for SummerSlam, so I think WWE might force a hand here or there.
Yeah, I could totally agree with that, you know. And that's good they didn't waste it right away like they did, I think it was last year or the year before. Yeah, it was the year before with Dean Ambrose.
With Shitstain himself? Baron Corbin?
Well, at least Braun didn't pull a Baron Corbin.
That's true.
Yeah, but Baron Corbin was in Doghouse, so that's why that happened right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty bad right there. Now, we seen before this match, we seen a backstage segment that happened with Team Hell No getting her ass kicked backstage by the Bludgeon Brothers, and it was debatable or not, if Team Hell No was going to go get out there and go after the tag team titles. Daniel Bryan showed up, and it was basically a handicap match. It was a 2-on-1. And then, of course, a lot of people predicted Kane showed up late. But when he did, it kind of took him forever to get down to the ring. He just hopping along.
With his little walking boot.
Yeah, his little freaking walking boot, you know. I was waiting for him to pull out the voice changer, you know. I got to do this right here. I got the sound effect for it. I don't know if anyone on the thing can hear me though, but yeah, here it's like he's hopping along, and it's like,
I am Kane. I am coming to help you, Daniel Bryan. I will choke slam them to hell.
That was nice.
Was that not great?
I tell you what, the production quality of Podcast City Network has increased tenfold. Now we can mimic people having little voice boxes.
Yes, we can.
I'm gonna sound like that when I stop. Yeah, if I don't ever stop smoking.
Yeah. I want to say when I'm probably about 50 years old, I'll look over at David. I'll be in a retirement home, all tattooed out with Metallica Slayer tattoos. Yeah. I'll look over at David. David would be like, "Hey, can you give me a cigarette, Everett?" I'll look over at him. I'll be like this. I'll be like,
would you like to smoke a Marlboro, David?
Oh, great. Great.
Oh God, I'm having so much fun. We're having so much fun. That's what happens when.
Now you got to use Chris's voice with that. Come on.
Mine will just end up 10 levels lower from smoking 80,000 more packs.
Oh,
and then there'll just be nothing left. Just be like,
oh my God.
Go ahead.
What? Go ahead.
Chris, do his voice. You make mine, so.
I can't get it because you're not on the same line. If I had you guys on two separate lines, I could do it, but I can't.
So the production of the Podcast City Network not quite there yet.
No, it's getting there. It's getting there.
Damn it! What do we do?
It's getting there. It definitely is. It's just going to take some time, though. But it's getting there. It's taken a while, and the production is really good because, I mean, if you look at what we have on the network, since you brought it up, Chris, I mean,
so many shows you cover. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
It is. It is so many shows like yours.
Shout out to Second Rounds, to all the other podcasts as well.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, I mean,
I know. It's like everyone brings something to the table, and that's what we love about our shows on Podcast City Network. We have something covering.
That's why I'm glad that we were all a part of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we cross promote within each other. We help each other out. That's the way it goes, man. It's just so great.
2019.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, just wait.
Wait.
I mean, we help each other out like Kane and Daniel Bryan, like Kane did Daniel Bryan on his way to the ring, hopping along there.
I think he got like a couple punches and a couple choke slams. Next thing you know, there goes the leg again.
Yep, there goes the leg. Yeah, and the Bludgeon Brothers 1, 2, 3 retained the SmackDown tag team titles. Now it's like, is Daniel at the time? No one really knows if or is he? Is he going to basically? Daniel Bryan's going to stay within WWE, sign an extended contract, or is he going to just have his swan song at SummerSlam against The Miz? What do you guys think? I'm going to bring that up. I'll start with Chris.
Oh, it's really hard to tell either way. Like, I know Daniel Bryan wants to wrestle, but now that WWE has allowed him to, I'm sure WWE is hoping that giving him that freedom will help him make the decision to want to stay. But you can do a lot crazier stuff in the indies. Mm-hmm. So, and someone of his caliber definitely will be able to make money, whether he were to jump to ROH, New Japan, wherever he may land. But it's really just up in the air. I think it's a 50-50 gamble right now.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. I agree with you right there. Chris or David?
Me and Everett talking about this. Like, Brian could jump back on the indie scene and just pick up down in California or New Jersey. You never know. You just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Someone his caliber, he'll be all over the world.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. He go anywhere. He'd definitely go anywhere. If he went back to ROH, we got the return of the American Dragon, which would be great. And we could see that match that one former WWE wrestler would love to have with him, especially if it was at an event like All In. Talk about Cody Rhodes versus the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. I'd love to see it. Wouldn't you guys?
That'd be a match to see.
Oh, that'd be quite epic.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Robin. He's going to be attending that. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Yeah, you're lucky. It's like when he said he's like, yeah, I'm going to All In. I got a ticket. I was like,
damn.
It's like, shit.
Me and Everett were like, motherfucker.
I know, man. I was like, oh man.
Seminar. She's gonna go check out some Q&As, and he's gonna get on Tony Schiavone, do a promo or something. Everett, he was telling us.
Yeah. He's gonna be all over the place there, man. He definitely is. He's lucky to go to an event like that. He definitely is.
And he's going to see the bad boy, Joey Janela. I can't wait for that. I'm glad he's going to see him wrestle because he's on that card too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna see a lot and stuff. I mean,
shout out to Joey Janela for being on Stone Cold podcast.
That's right.
Boston podcast,
definitely.
Yeah,
did
that's
you
right.
Check that out, Chris? Or no?
I gotta check out a little bit of it. I've been working a lot lately, but honestly, for what I listened of it, good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out too. I got a notification yesterday in my email. It popped up that said it coming out. And it was funny because coincidental, David said, "Hey, he was on Joey Janela was on Steve Austin's Broken Skull Challenge, and he was on his podcast." I was like, "No way, man." He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "He's like, I'm friends with him. I know him. I talked to him." And I said, "Why don't you message him and let me know when that podcast is coming out?" And he was like, "Okay." And then, like, bam, notification popped up. And
Chris, I want to start work on getting him for the show sometime. How's that? Let's get him on here.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Now, if you guys caught last week on the prediction show, I explained and mentioned about where Tommy was going to be at during this next match. Excuse me. Did you guys catch that? Me talking about where Tommy was going to be at during this next match?
I actually missed it, but I'm going to take a guess that it was on the toilet.
That was talked about. Robin mentioned that. I mentioned about where he was going to be at, and it was pretty funny. I was sitting there, just doing a estimated guess on where Tommy was going to be at, and if I could pull it up, I'll replay it here. I got a clip of it right here. Let me.
Cool.
Let me.
Look at the production of Everett Lee.
Yes, that's right. Let's see. if this is it right here.
Boring match, actually, but
even though it was interesting to ring. I mean,
frustrated because I was just trying to get the words out. I'm like, what the Asuka would have grabbed the whole
that title, man.
bullying. Listening.
That's okay. He's had everything. He goes over, pays, clicking off the network. Here we go. All right, let me pull this up here. All right, I want you guys to listen to this right here. This is from last week right here on the prediction show, episode 91 on the Everett Lee Show. Check this out. There it is. This is what
is it one of those matches where I don't want to watch and I'd rather go sit on the toilet and take a shit?
Yeah, this is a bathroom break match right here. You okay? But all right, for Tommy, example for Tommy, when this match comes on, Tommy can go down his stairs out of his apartment, jump in his car, drive out there to the gas station, fill up a tank of gas, look at his watch, like, okay. And then when he gets done, he can walk in there, he'll browse around, okay, look around, sit there, decide what to pick out of the beverage thing. Okay, I think I'll get this, I'll get that. Oh, Jen wanted, okay. All right, get this. Take your time. Walk around. Okay, I got this. Okay, he's had everything. He goes over, pays. Damn, I left my change out in the car. I'll be right back. Tells the cashier, and he goes out there, takes his time, digs out his change, comes back, pays the man. Okay, and then he takes everything and he slowly stretches back to his car, gets back in his car, drives back to his apartment. Takes his time coming up the stairs, kicks the door, Jen, got the handful of stuff here, comes in, sits down, looks at Jen and says, what'd I miss? Oh, nothing. Okay, what's the next match? That's it. That's the scenario right there. That's the scenario. I'm talking about Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley.
Hey.
What do you guys think about that?
I mean, it's about what I wanted to do, but I wanted to be prepared to actually watch it, but I really wish I would have just went and sat on my toilet. So, just saying. That's all that match was.
David.
What came out of my rear was better than that match.
Yes.
Well, I hope this cheers up Tommy. I actually got footage of what Tommy was doing during that match.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna play for you guys right here. Let me flip this back over right here. Let me just give you a second. Yeah, I got some footage of what happened during that match right there that you guys should check out. So I am going to pull this up real quick, and I got footage of where Tommy was and what he was doing at the time right here. Here is what Tommy was doing. Actually, hold up. Okay. Let me fast forward this just a little bit right here. Okay. Because this basically this is basically what was going on. Yep, you can hear what was going on, but you're going to see it right here. Here's where Tommy was doing during that time, during the Roman Reigns match and Bobby Lashley.
Oh! What the fuck happened here?
Damn.
Yeah, Tommy went to the convenience store, guys. What do you guys think?
First of all, he must have gotten really drunk beforehand because he was just so disappointed in what this match was going to be.
Did you see him carrying the fucking case of beer? Like, he really, was like, huh? Tommy was really dressing the part that day.
I mean, well, actually, I mean, yeah, he drove to convenience store, but he drove actually into the convenience store.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, Tommy. That was Tommy. He was trying to get to the convenience store to get what he needed, and he got a little bit too excited there.
Got his beer and some pork rinds and headed out.
Yep, he drove right in, and it was a drive-through into the convenience store. It was drive-in convenience store. He drove right in, and then he got his stuff, and then he drove out.
You know what? You talking about like break drive-ins and actually this was in my news yesterday, the day before. Fucking Chinese takeout place drove through. Fucking made it a drive-through.
Oh no way! Oh my god, that's nuts, man.
I know.
That is nuts. That's nuts.
And it's called the Lowe's Garden. Lowe's Garden.
Hey fans, here at Podcast City Network, we have a lot of great shows.
We have a wide variety of shows that cover the landscape in podcasts, a podcast for anyone and everyone.
Such as The Chris Carnage Show,
The Everett Lee Show,
ELS Uncut,
Super Radio Brothers,
Imaginarium with Scott and Todd,
Forking Around with Cody,
The Grimlock Show,
and Films of Classic.
You can catch these and a whole bunch more only on podcastcity.net or on all of our great social media outlets.
Head over to facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit that thumbs up. You can send a tweet to Podcast City Network on Twitter at Podcast City Net.
So make sure that you join us for all this only on Podcast City Network. You're listening to The Everett Lee Show.
But it's like with this match here, I did go use the bathroom. I let my dog out, and then after that was it, I came back in and I saw the replays of the match. I will say this though, I did thought that Roman was going to win, but it was neat how Lashley ended up taking that spear at the last minute, and Spear did his own spear and took Roman out, and so he won. I was surprised about it, and the Pittsburgh crowd was ecstatic. The Pittsburgh crowd was basically like, we didn't hear, out of that. So anyway, Lashley won that one. Next match, we got the second women's match on the card here. We have Alexa Bliss defending the Raw Women's Championship against Nia Jax in Extreme Rules match. Which, I don't know what the hell happened. Did they actually at the last minute decide to make this the Extreme Rules match because the IWC community was complaining, bitching about not enough Extreme Rules matches, or not any really on this? And of course, you had the fact of the matter is you had Ronda Rousey sitting there by ringside, man. I mean,
it was nice haircut.
Yeah. That was the following night on Raw right there. Yeah, that nice hairstyle there that I don't know what the hell she was doing, man. But
haircut.
Let me ask you guys this, okay? In a hardcore match, when someone uses a kendo stick on you, okay, after they use the kendo stick on you and it falls to the ground, or you have access to pick up another one, would you A, use that kendo stick and swing it at your opponent like a bat out of hell, B, take the kendo stick and throw it down, or C, destroy the weapon so your opponent can't use it, or you may be able to use it later for an advantage, and you chase them? What the hell is it? A. That'd be my answer, David. A. Chris?
My response to that whole match.
I mean, come on. It's a hardcore match. You're going to use weapons. You know, it's like why is it lately?
You're right. If Sandman was in there with, like, say, New Jack, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, would New Jack pick up a trash can, or a kendo stick, or a crutch? You know, that.
All three,
or a staple gun.
Exactly, like Dave, like Chris said. Yeah, all three. But it's like, come on, man. Come on. You got a kendo stick. You're going to use it, not take it, destroy it, and throw it away. Or if someone swings something at you, you take it and throw it down. Why is it they do that?
Because thank you, New Age of No Blood WWE.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I have never brought it. I want to buy a kendo stick for next like hardcore deathmatch show. I had never used one.
Oh.
I would wrap my car around it.
If you ask Chris,
fun.
Chris has been whacked by him back in his days in the ring. Have you not?
Oh, you name it, I've been whacked by just about everything. No homo. No, but seriously, I've been hit with signs, trash cans, kendo sticks, baseball bats, wiffle ball bats covered in thumbtacks. I mean, you name it, I've been hit with it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Of course, the barbed wire sheet of plywood was always fun.
That sounds fun, man. That sounds fun.
Playing the homage to Sabu.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. But what gets me is that during this match, I mean, everything got thrown into the ring, which was pretty good. I mean, some stuff was used and everything. Rhonda got involved. Of course, she was going to get involved. And she took Mickie James, used a garbage can. And then eventually we saw Alexa Bliss capitalize 1, 2, 3 and win the championship. And I called it. She was going to retain the championship. Robin called it. Tommy called it. They retained the championship. She did. Alexa Bliss walked out as champion. Because you're setting up for what we found out on Monday Night Raw. Alexa Bliss first Ronda Rousey SummerSlam. That's what they're planning on doing, and that's what's going to happen. Nia's out of the title picture. She's out. The bully who got bullied, or the person who got bullied became the bully, and then therefore got the title taken away from her. Now she tried to get it back. And what the hell is this, man? It's like, Ronda and Nia had their thing at Money in the Bank, and there she is cheering, clapping as Nia walking out with Natalya. It's like, come on, man. You guys were at each other's throats last month. Come on. Really? WWE Creative, what the hell is wrong with you?
Snore.
Exactly.
5-minute break. I'll be right back.
Okay.
See, it affected him that much.
It did. It definitely did.
Be right back.
All right. Well, Chris. Now, freaking, I was just disappointed with that. It just wasn't really a hardcore match. I mean, would you agree?
It really wasn't.
It wasn't. I was just like, this is just snore fest. Now, the next match I was looking forward to, it should have been the main event, but I was surprised because Reigns and Lashley, it was rumored that was going to be the main event, which wasn't, thank God. And then this match should have been the main event, which was AJ Styles putting the WWE Championship on the line against Rusev. I was happy to see Rusev get his first main title shot.
My thing is, Rusev's a good talent. Don't get me wrong. I love Rusev. I obviously love AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
However, the two of them working a match together, at least in the early ons in that match, was not that good. There were some inventive little spots, but there was also two big botches. One was kind of careless, which was both blatantly by Rusev, and it just seemed to take him a while to get chemistry going.
It did. And Rusev, he did his best. He was a powerhouse. And there was a lot of points during the match where you thought Rusev was going to win and didn't. Especially what I liked was how AJ focused on the leg, and Rusev sold that really well, the leg, because when he set AJ up in the Acolyte, he couldn't do it because of the leg. because AJ did the calf crusher on his leg already and did some damage to it, which is fantastic. And that's one reason why he couldn't really put the Acolyte on. He did a halfway job, but that wasn't enough to put AJ out and put enough damage on AJ. Because he did, if you noticed, he did try to keep AJ grounded because he knew if AJ got up in the air, that was it. That was it, because...
That, and if you look at what AJ actually did in the match, the phenomenal forearm he did to the outside, all the dives that he went for, and then he ended up winning the match with a phenomenal forearm. It was good stuff.
Mm-hmm. It was really good. That phenomenal forearm outside the ring, I was like, oh shit. And then when he did the what do you call it, the 450 splash. Oh god.
Oh yeah.
That was neat. I thought that was it.
That was gorgeous.
That was. And then when I called it, I told Tommy. Tommy called Styles Clash. I called phenomenal forearm, and if I was a betting man, I would have been walking away really happy because he did finish Rusev off with the phenomenal forearm. 1, 2, 3. He retained the WWE Championship. I was like hoping, and a lot of people were hoping Rusev would have got it, but if they continue this feud on, I could see at SummerSlam Rusev capturing it and a feud with these two going on. I mean, I don't know how you feel about that.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, but I just see at this point, at least what I think WWE should do, which 9 times out of 10, what I think they should do, they decide to do the opposite, is try and just keep the title on him. He's already the longest reigning champion in 5 years. Just let him keep it for a while. He brings prestige to that title. And he's the WWE 2K19 cover superstar for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it there. Let him bring the prestige back. Let him help build that title. So when he does lose it, it really means something.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're definitely right about that. Yeah, let it mean something when he does lose it. Yeah, he's the cover guy for 2K19. I definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with you right there on that. And I would love to see Rusev eventually win another title than what the U.S. title. His day will come, but he is so over with the fans, and the fans love him. And I love him. He found something that works. He does.
He did. Sometimes it takes a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But he found it.
Yeah, he found it. He definitely did. His shirt's selling like crazy on WWE.com. It is. Right behind Elias. Yep.
Another big name.
Yeah, another one. Definitely another big one. Now we got the last match. We got Dolph Ziggler putting up the Intercontinental Championship in a 30-minute Iron Man match against Mr. Monday Night Rollins, Seth Rollins. The Intercontinental Championship match closing out a pay-per-view. They said, I forgot how many years it's been since an Intercontinental Championship match closed out a pay-per-view. But have you heard about that right there?
I heard about that stat. I couldn't remember exactly how long it's been, but you know what? Because I'm so curious, I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah, you should look it up there, man, because I forgot how long they said it was. It's been since a Intercontinental Championship match closed out a pay-per-view.
Oh, I thought I was in a hit lineup. Sorry.
Now, me and Chris was discussing. We already discussed AJ Styles and Rusev on that match right there. Now, while Chris is looking this up, let me give your opinion real quick on this. AJ Styles versus Rusev, WWE Championship match.
All right. Well, as I saw it, and I was watching it. I actually flipped on the pay-per-view. Was able to watch the thing, a little bit of it, but I actually saw it. And from the beginning of the start of the bell, when the match first came underway, they get in the ring, they do it, they were going at it. Chemistry was there, and Rusev stepped it up. He's stepped it up a notch because he doesn't do that in all his matches ever. on Raw or SmackDown or pay-per-view.
No, he don't. He definitely don't. He don't really step it up much.
I'll just say that it was a hell of a show. I mean, to see them watch them two go at it really made the match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It did. I remember you telling me, you're like, damn, man, it's like Rusev stepped it up here. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. He did step it up because he knew what was at stake, capturing his first big championship besides being a U.S. champion. Yeah, definitely.
So you know what?
But
I think for tonight only, Russell Day.
Russell.
Oh man.
Russell Day. That may be a new shirt we may make for Podcasting Network, Chris.
Might just have to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Russell Day. Me and Chris were talking about Dolph Ziggler, the Intercontinental Champion, going up against Seth Rollins in the 30-minute Iron Man match. What did you find, Chris? You look excited.
Last time an Intercontinental title match main evented a pay-per-view was SummerSlam 1992.
No
Between
way.
the British Bulldog and Bret Hart.
That's right.
Damn.
Oh wow. That's right. Yeah, that is right there. That was the last time the Intercontinental Championship was defended as the main event on a pay-per-view. I seen that match. Have you guys you remember that match? Do you remember that match? Dude.
Oh yeah, people said it was honestly match of the year. It was one of the best matches they'd ever seen, even though it came out later that Bret Hart had to carry the British Bulldog because of his substance abuse issues at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was still a great match, man. It definitely was. I remember that. I remember the first time I was watching it. My nephew came up to when I lived in Ohio, and he brought a bunch of like wrestling VHS tapes, and it had a bunch of series of matches on there, and that was one of the matches. So we sat there and we watched it, and I was like, wow. This match is freaking great. And it had to do with an angle with Bret Hart's sister, which was Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog's wife, which was fantastic,
I might have to just watch that pay-per-view.
Yeah, you definitely have to watch it, man. You definitely have to watch it, David. But Ziggler and Rollins went at it for 30 minutes. The Pittsburgh crowd was pretty damn vocal because when it got down to 5 seconds or 10 seconds, they were counting down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And they were doing like the Royal Rumble. Now, I can understand that you were there since 6 or 7 o'clock waiting, and then you get in the arena, and from 7 o'clock till almost 11 o'clock, you get a little Nancy, would you say?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, so they got a little bit upset. The Pittsburgh crowd, actually Pittsburgh and wrestling, that crowd right there is a tough crowd to actually like, they're vocal.
For sure, like New York or Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll let you know if they like something or not. And they kept going back and forth doing that. Ziggler and Rollins put everything on the line to put a hell of a match together. However, I did not like the finish of this match. It ended in a draw. Angle comes out. Yeah, we're going to restart this match, man. Let's get it going. He's like, this match ain't going to end like this. What we're going to do, we're going to go in sudden death. So let's ring the bell. And what happened? Sudden death. Drew McIntyre already got thrown out.
Because could I just shout out to a brand new promotion actually going to be debuting in August, Black Craft Wrestling. They're going to be having a huge promotion in August in the Pittsburgh area. Fucking, they already sold out. One of my friends is a promoter of that company, and they sold out. They fucking top notch guys that are going to be on the card.
Excellent.
Very nice.
That is
Isn't that
awesome.
Cool? Like, yeah.
That is. I love it.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
I love it.
If I want to tell you lineup, what the hell? I'll just tell the lineup.
Well,
let's do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. Well, you got Andy Williams going to be there, and you have G Raver. You have a female wrestler named the fuck's her name? Something. Didn't even put the matchup here. What the fuck? Hold on. Russell's doing his research. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead and look it up. Let me finish this right here. So yeah, Angle ended up restarting the match. Drew comes out of nowhere and he freaking ends up costing Rollins the title. Ziggler hit the zigzag 1, 2, 3. He walked away with the title. I was sitting there, Chris. I was like, really? This is how they're gonna end the freaking pay-per-view? And the pay-per-view goes off. Okay. Apparently, after the pay-per-view went off, Rollins was in the ring. He got a standing ovation and a thank you Rollins chant. And Rollins left, and that was it. Everyone, thank you for coming out and have a good night. Now, on a scale of 1 to 5, where the heck would you rate Extreme Rules 2018?
2.
2.
I'm going for 3.
3. David says 3. You say 2. I'm going to have to give it a... I'm thinking of a...
33 and third chance.
That it will never be a 3 for me. I give it a 1. Because for the fact, the way the last match finished, that threw it off for me. For the fact that the way they did Team Hell No against the Belgian, whatever they call it, the Blue Ball Brothers, that did it for me. The Blue Man Group. And then the way they did Shinsuke Nakamura against Jeff Hardy, that did it for me. And how a metal shark tank took out Asuka, who ran around like a box of crayons. That did it for me right there, man. It was like, let's get this all on here and just throw it out there. And let's get to SummerSlam. We got to get to SummerSlam. It's like they didn't put too much thought process into this. Okay? Vince McMahon, I don't know if you heard this, Vince McMahon was not even in Pittsburgh for Extreme Rules. He wasn't even there.
Because he knew it was going to suck.
Yeah. He wanted to get the SummerSlam, man. He wanted to get that hard on for the 2 triple threat matches they had on Monday Night Raw, where you ended up seeing Bobby Lashley winning one, of course, and of course Roman Reigns. So what are we gonna see? Are we gonna see Lashley against Lesnar at SummerSlam, or Reigns at SummerSlam? All I can say is one big guy is gonna walk away happy.
Very.
Yeah, and it's not neither Lashley or out of these 3. It's not going to be Lesnar, Lashley, or Reigns. It's someone else. Hey, Monster.
That guy likes to go. Blah!
Yeah, that guy is going to do it. But that's pretty much the pay-per-view, all in all. Honestly, Chris, I think they should just get rid of Extreme Rules. It's a dead gimmick match. It don't mean nothing. Why don't you bring something back for the summer? I mean, at least we don't have great balls of fire like we did last July. You know, that was bad. Why don't they bring back stuff like King of the Ring, or put in a summer event like Resurrect? You brought War Games back, NXT. Why don't you bring back the Great American Bash right before SummerSlam? It's the middle of summer, man.
Or even Bash at the Beach, like something. They own the rights to all of it, so, let's get more inventive than doing just, these gimmicky matches that really, you don't really stay honest to. So, hey, let's be lazy and just name our shows after match stipulations and match types, and then not even do it. Mm-hmm. Like, come on.
Yeah, Extreme Rules, get that out of there. Well, I'll pull the Mashak. McShaft, man. Extreme Rules, get that out of there. Hell in a Cell, get that out of there. Money in the Bank, put that back in WrestleMania. Hell in a Cell, make that a special match during a certain time of the year. That's it. Not a whole pay-per-view named after it. Extreme Rules, get that out of there. Done. You know? Bring something back.
They just got lazy.
Yeah, they did. The creative has gotten lazy. They've definitely got lazy. And it just upsets me. It definitely does upset me about that. It does. But that's pretty much our thoughts and our opinions tonight on WWE 2018 Extreme Rules.
Take them or leave them.
That's it. That's basically how we feel about it, man. It is
Burn
done.
it to the bridge.
They're done.
Burn it down.
Burn the motherfucker down.
Burn it down.
Woo!
Oh, damn. But I tell you what. David, what'd you find?
You want to just screenshot it right here? I can even hold it up to the screen.
Yeah, hold that up to the screen right there. Look at that right there. Wow, that is nice. That's good. That's really good.
That's one of the matches.
Okay.
Yeah. What do we have on the match card?
Just some crazy matches. Like, you know some of these guys from TNA.
Really? I'm not too familiar too much with the TNA product. Are you, Chris?
Not up to date, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, me neither.
OI410. OVE. And Cherry Bomb's husband, Pepper Parks from CZW.
I've heard of Cherry Bomb. I have. I've heard of Cherry Bomb.
You have a lot of good, interesting matchups. It's very well crafted. That's what are they called? Black craft.
That's it.
Yeah,
and it is very crafty.
Yeah, a lot of there's females on there too. Isla Dawn, you know, fucking this guy, Ricky Reyes.
I just love David. This when we have our conversations is like this when he's introducing wrestling with me. He just out of nowhere he's like, hey, check out this fucking guy. You know, I'm like,
this fucking guy. You know,
he's like, check out this fucking guy.
Look at him.
And it has this fucking girl, and it has this fucking guy right here. He has a fucking barbed wire bat, and this fucking chick she has fucking metal teeth, and I'm like, what? What the fuck I was like, what the hell, man? I get afraid. I'd be afraid to go to a show like that. But you know what?
Be very afraid. Be very afraid, Everett. Be very afraid.
Oh, don't do it again. Do not do it again. Chris, you missed out, man. If I could ever find that episode, freaking David, right on camera, took a thumb to him. He's like, you think I'll do it, man?
That sounds like the good old days to me.
But one thing I gotta say, both of you guys have something in common that you don't even know about. I mean, you both love thumbtacks. That's one thing. But here's another thing. Y'all know Sean Phoenix.
The one and only.
The one and only Sean Phoenix, man.
Shout out to Sean.
East Coast in November 3rd for Jersey Premier Championship Wrestling, the one that I'm a sponsor of. And going to be looking forward to seeing him again.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a guy I definitely worked the circuit with a little bit. Great guy. And we've had him on the show, actually, a few times now. Man, you know what? We got to get him back on again.
I'll reach out to him.
Yeah.
See, look at this. David already on top of things.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to him.
That's why I love David, man. David, Robin, Tommy, they're on top of things, man.
Connects. Come on, Biz. Shit.
That's why we love having you guys on the Podcast City Network, man. You guys are already on top of things and everything and stuff. It's just great, man.
It's like I showed you what I showed you earlier, right? I showed you something that I want to work on, maybe with Chris, if you want to.
Yes, which we will mention right when we get off the air. But one thing I want to do is, I'm looking at the clock. I'm looking at the time. I think that's about it, gentlemen, for this podcast of the Everett Lee Show. There's a couple things I want to mention right before we end, but before I do,
Everett, is there going to be another show on the Everett Lee Show coming up on the 23rd or something? I think you've got another show coming up. Or someday, Wednesday or something.
Wednesday, Thursday, I think, or...
Yeah.
I mean, next week, yeah, Everett Lee Show will be back, as always, as we get... Let me switch this over to me. As we get closer, right now, you are viewing and listening to episode 92. 92. You know what that means, man? That means we're almost...
8 away from 100.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That means, 8 away from 100. Last week, if you didn't catch it, I put out a best moment of counting down to episode 100 of the Everett Lee Show. Coming out in the next couple days will be another best of moment clip. And all I could say, I'm going to tease right now, it's going to be Carnage on this clip. That's all I can say. I'm leaving it as that. Because once we get to episode 100, you will never be the same. You will never be the same. And we're getting close, man. We're getting close. Every Lee Show is getting close to 100. And once we get to that date and time, it will be announced. But right now, sit back and relax like the opening of the show. Sit back and relax and enjoy the entertainment until we get to episode 100. And you will not be disappointed because for the fact of the matter is that I bring entertainment every week. With my guest I have every week, David Russell, Chris Carnage, McShaft, Robin Nilsson, Tommy James, and many much more guests. Whoever it is comes on, we entertain you each and every week, and that's what we love doing. And episode 100 is going to basically put that in context. And that's all I got to say. I'm going to leave it as that for right now.
Everett, you actually did good with a couple weeks back with me, you, and Robin and Damian Saint of the Saints. We did the deleted. That was a good. I was impressed with you to talk with Damian on that. That was really awesome.
It was Deleted Wrestling Podcast. It was great. Since you brought that up, I want to mention episode 3 will be live on July 23rd at a time which is not set yet. We have to get with Robin, make sure, because I know Robin has something going on that night, but we will have a special guest joining us for a rivalry that I mentioned at the beginning of talking about Deleted Wrestling Podcast, guys, that I want to talk about. And we got the perfect guest. David and Robin agreed, Chris. They said, you need to have this person on because this person knows a lot about the subject and the topic and the rivalry of the matter. So I'm looking forward to it, and much, much more will be released in the following week of the episode. Well, actually, it's going to be Monday. The next week, actually. I'll say here by the weekend, you're going to hear about it. I'm losing hours and time and sleep, man. I'm sorry.
You know where you are.
But anyway,
I want to work.
Yes. I'm happy.
Work.
I'm like ecstatic that Chris Carnage is back, man. I'm so glad you're back.
Finally on the grid.
Give us an update and let everyone know what's going on and what to expect from Chris Carnage.
Oh man, now that Chris Carnage is actually back on the grid, there's going to be new episodes coming out of the Chris Carnage Show. So make sure that you keep your eyes peeled on my official Facebook page, / Chris Carnage Official. It's been a while. Please forgive me. And always, Podcast City Network at podcastcity.net. I tell you what, it is so good to be back, though.
It is. I'm glad to have you back, man, and have you back on and stuff and everything. And I know it's just...
what we need to do? If we can figure a way to do a four-way podcast, me, you, Robin, and... you, Everett, and Chris, and me and Robin on.
We will.
That'd be good.
Yeah, it will be good. It definitely will be good. David, what's going on with Deathmatch Wrestle podcast? What can fans expect to know? I saw a post you put up earlier today. Can you elaborate more on that post and let people know what to expect in the coming week?
Oh, this week that's right. I'm gonna actually, my guest tomorrow night will be he's the commentator for Hardcore Hustle, H2O's Hardcore Hustle organization, and we're going to be talking to him. And Robin's actually going to check it out tomorrow on Friday night, and he's going to be taking a trip up to Rockstar Pro Arena in Dayton, Ohio. And as Rockstar Pro takes on H2O, it's going to be a crazy night of H2 action, hardcore death match. It's going to be bloody. It's going to be bloody, but yeah, he's taking a trip over there because a lot of the guests that actually Robin just had on the show the owner of the company, Matt Tremont, and yeah, so he's going to be wrestling on the card. He's looking forward to being out there because he's wrestled the Rockstar Pro before, and he loves the crowd out there. It's awesome. But yeah, so tomorrow night I'm going to have one of the commentators of H2O Hardcore Hustle, and we're going to be talking about like a whole bunch of shows that are coming up in the area, of the New Jersey area, as usual at the same location at the Williamstown Kevin Hogan Memorial Hall. Williamstown, New Jersey, excuse me. And so we're going to talk about a big deathmatch tournament that's coming in October. We're looking forward to that. And I don't know, I might have some other guests here and there. I just haven't looked at my calendar. I got to look and see who's on my list. But stay tuned. I'll have a couple other guys rolling through.
Excellent.
And some others. And then following week, I'll have some more stuff rolling.
Awesome. Looking forward to it, man.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Definitely looking forward to it, man. We're looking forward to everything that you're bringing and covering with you and Robin doing for indie wrestling.
Anyway, where can you always catch the Deathmatch Wrestle podcast? Always podcastcity.net.
That's right.
And on Facebook and on Twitter. And Deathmatch Russell always on Facebook at David C. Russell, and Deathmatch Russell on Facebook and on Twitter at DavidNJ32. And on my website, deathmatchrussellpodcast.com, for all your feature podcasts, present, past ones, and much, much more.
Hell yeah. Yeah. And I want to throw this out there. Or go ahead.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. Yes. Go ahead, David.
But Everett and Chris, where can you catch your Deathmatch Russell podcast now?
Where at?
We're at Stitchers. And iTunes Radio, that's right. Ooh.
Heck yeah. Stitcher Radio and iTunes. Hell yeah. And I've already subscribed to both of them on Stitcher, on my Stitcher app and my iTunes. Heck yeah. Congrats on that, man. Congrats on that. I love it. And you can check Everett Lee out on Twitter at Everett_Lee and Facebook.com/TheEverettLee. Click that thumbs up. And, of course, you can check out Podcast City Network on their website, podcastcity.net. You can check out The Everett Lee Show, Chris Carnage Show, Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast, Wrestle Popcast at Robin Nelson, Second Rounds with Tommy James, Florida Edition, and much, much more on the network. Hit them up on Facebook, facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit that thumbs up and send a tweet over to Podcast City Network on Twitter at Podcast City Net. Well, gentlemen, thank you for jumping on, having fun with me tonight. And I think that's it for the show. Let's hit the outro music. Everett Lee signing off. Want to wish everyone a nice good night, and I will see you all again next week on The Everett Lee Show. Peace.